The sponsor was watching the broadcast, and when they finally tallied up how many times their commercial had been played, they said, "Uh-oh, they were one short. They only played our ad, again, for the example, 3 times." And so instead of, raising a big fuss, because they get it, it's high school, but they still wanted accountability. They still want, their ad and
They're
agreement to
paying
be
for the full ad
exactly.
spots. Yeah.
And so they went to talk to Mr. Burns, Jordan, and they said, "Hey, we noticed that you were one ad play short for us." And so instead of covering for the students, Jordan said, "Let's have a little fun with this, because this could be interesting to see how this turns out.
Love it.
But they were the one that was supposed to check off that fourth box, and they never did." And so they set up a meeting. Sponsor sat across from the student and kind of asked the student for a little reasoning why, but also said, "Here's why we care that our ad gets played, because this affects our business. This could affect the revenue that we bring in." And so, really, a great real world accountability situation for that student to kind of have to sit and face the angry boss or the angry you know people on the other side and say, "Okay, I apologize. Obviously, it's not great to make a mistake," and then provide the remedy for going forward. And both sides came to a conclusion, and then they kept working together, and all was fine. But I guarantee that student hasn't missed an ad play since then.
Yeah, and what an amazing opportunity. And like you said, Jordan played it up with the sponsor and said, "Hey, I would like to make this a learning experience, which is going to be way more impactful than any grade or points they get in their program." They owned it. I think he had some other maybe student, maybe it was the whole crew took responsibility for it. But what an amazing real. We always talk about real world, like that. Legit is the definition of real world experience. And not to shame them, but just that's the reality of this, and we wanna make it educational at all times.